How important is equipment when making YouTube videos? So this is something that I feel like a lot of people need to really just think about. How important is your equipment once you become a YouTuber? A lot of people are going to say, well, it's not too important. A lot of people are going to say, well, it's just as important. So this is my take on what type of equipment I feel like you should prioritize and what type of equipment maybe you should leave more to the side. So right now you're hearing all this audio through the handy dandy DJI Mic Mini, which in my opinion is a very amazing microphone. I have it right here to the side. Good thing it has a magnetic mount, so it allows it to be placed on a magnetic surface. Right now, I'll probably record a little sample at the end and just plug it here so that you guys can hear the difference that the microphone makes. Testing, 1, 2. This is without the microphone of the DJI Mic Mini. This is using the microphone of the DJI Action 4, which in my opinion still sounds pretty good. Testing, 1, 2. This is the audio quality of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And this is without any audio equipment. So this is how it would sound if I were to not even attach any microphone to this phone. But in my opinion, good audio quality makes for a very good video. Okay, so imagine if you have an amazing video. Imagine like a Mr. Beast type of video where it's heavily produced, has a lot of actors. There's a lot of stunts going on, a lot of CGI. And imagine if everything was to the best possible production that it could ever be produced. But imagine the quality of the audio sounds like it was recorded with a 480p camera on a laptop. Imagine that's how the audio sounded. It would sound completely terrible. No one would probably want to watch the video just because of the audio alone. So what happens? People tend to buy a very expensive microphone or a very good microphone that captures your audio in a very, very good quality. So let me know how you guys hear this Mic Mini. In my opinion, it's not that far from my face. You guys could see it right here. But I also have it on a setting where it has plus 12 gain. So that way it picks up my voice maybe in a clearer tone. And also you have to keep in mind, I am in an enclosed space. You know, there's 3 walls. And, you know, that's why you could probably hear my voice loud and clear as opposed to maybe if I was in a very noisy area. If I was in a very noisy area, I guarantee that this mic would still do a great job. But right now it does sound good because we're in this room, basically what I'm trying to say. So audio really makes a big difference because you really want people to hear what you're saying. You want people to really hear what they want, what you want them to hear, right? So right now I'm doing this talking video. You guys are here to listen to what I have to say. So when that comes into my mind is that I need really good audio quality so that you guys could be able to hear all the things that I'm telling you guys. So number 1, I would say, is the audio. Really prioritize on your audio. I don't care if you're using maybe your iPhone earbuds microphone. You know how people used to do back in the day, they would fold it up and it'll be like right here. As long as you could get good audio quality and as long as it's not peaking, as long as you're controlling your P's and your P's and your S's, you know, so that they won't clip. As long as you could manage that, then I feel like you're on the right direction because good audio quality is going to make for a very good video. So another good important equipment, in my opinion, is good lighting, right? Because I mean, you could have the worst lighting and still make a good video. But in my opinion, if you have very good lighting, kind of like right now, I have this light box right up here and it's very appealing because it provides this very shadowy studio light, right? Because look, if I were to turn it off, boom, the audio, the picture quality doesn't really look good. Right now, it's still kind of passable because, you know, it seems like I'm in this very dark and mysterious place. But look, if I were to turn on this light, which is just the regular light up here, even then, it still doesn't look bad. But right, it looks very, just not appealing in my opinion. It looks just very, just unprofessional, and you can still do videos like this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you need to go and buy a very expensive LED light or a box lamp. Obviously, you could work with whatever you have. But in my opinion, good lighting also makes for a very good video because you want the visuals to also be appealing. So let me go ahead and just turn this back on. Please don't follow me, lamp. Please. Go ahead and just turn that light off and come back into my chair. And you can already see the difference that it makes. Good lighting, good audio quality. Now let's move on to a very debatable equipment, in my opinion, is the camera, right? So a lot of people nowadays, we have our handy dandy iPhones, Galaxies, Androids. I know that's the same thing, Galaxy and Android. Well, actually not the same thing, but I digress. So a lot of people nowadays, we have an iPhone, we have a smartphone, we have a tablet, we have maybe an action camera, which is what I'm using right now. Thank you, DJI, for a very good camera that you have made. I'm not sponsored, nor don't take this as a sponsored post or nothing. It's not sponsored, but I've been using DJI Action 4 camera. It's very good, very wide, as you can see. But a lot of people nowadays, we have a cell phone. Back in the day when I was making YouTube videos, I would just be recording with my iPhone. And nowadays, the iPhones are really good. They record in 1080p, 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, 24 frames per second. You name it. This is a camera in itself. It's a very good camera. And you could use this ultimately for your whole YouTube career, and you could gain a lot of subscribers. Like for an example, Mr. Beast, when he was doing YouTube at the beginning of his YouTube career, he said he gained hundreds of thousands of subscribers with just an iPhone. So that comes to show that you don't really need a very good, expensive camera to get subscribers or to have good videos. All you need is a really good phone to provide with that visual. And it's going to be ultimately up to you whether or not you want to upgrade. For me, yes, I could have stuck with my iPhone, but for me, I wanted to use my phone while I was still recording. And that was the issue that I had when I was doing YouTube videos at the beginning stages of my YouTube journey. I would be recording with my iPhone, but at the same time, I would want to use my phone. So it was going to be impossible, you know? So now that I have a camera, I could use my phone however I want. I could research anything that I want. I could maybe use this as a second camera. But I ultimately took the step to invest in a better camera. Now, I've had many cameras, right? So if I could think at the top of my head, I used to have a Canon T5i that I used to take pictures with, and I upgraded to a Canon 6D Mark I, which those are mainly just more focused towards photography. But you could also use those to record, but I never really recorded with those cameras. And then I moved on to a Sony ZV-1F, which is like a vlogging camera. I don't have it right now because I lent it to my sister-in-law because she wanted to start vlogging. But that one is a really good vlogging camera too, but I didn't really want to use that one because I don't know, there was just something about it that I really didn't. I like it. Don't get me wrong. That's a good camera, but I wanted something more compact, something more that I could hold in the palm of my hand, have a good wide angle field of view. And that has led me to the Action 4 camera by DJI that is right here. I was debating whether or not I wanted to get a GoPro 12 or what's the other one by the Ace Pro, and then the DJI. And I ultimately chose this one because I feel like it's still a very good camera. So the equipment wise, when it comes to a camera, I'll leave it up to you. As long as it captures good quality videos, it doesn't really matter what you use for, because you could use your iPhone, like I said, or you could actually use a camera. So in my opinion, the order would be microphone, lighting, and then your camera, you know. Now let's talk about maybe other accessories or equipment that maybe you don't really need, that I feel like could help you out, but at the same time, they're not as important. So let's just go out the top of my head. A drone, right? Do you really need a drone? Unless you're like a travel vlogger, or you're like a landscape vlogger, or you want to vlog your travel journeys, then go ahead and get a drone, because that's going to help you out get those big sceneries. But let's just say you're a normal dude like me, and you're just vlogging, you're creating YouTube content. Do you really need a drone? Like, I get that you want to vlog, and I know maybe you want to elevate your content a little further, but do you really need a drone like right now? Sure, I'm not saying you cannot get a drone. By all means, go ahead and get a drone if you think it's going to elevate your content, but it's not as necessary as you think, right? Because imagine if I'm just a regular vlogger like me, and imagine I just want to get a 10-second shot of the freeway or of this park that I'm going to. Am I really gonna spend $300 just so that I could film 15 seconds of that park? Like, it's not necessary. Maybe there's better ways, more creative and more budget-friendly ways that you could get shots of the park. So a drone, not as necessary, but obviously you can get it if you want. Another thing, in my opinion, that comes off the top of my head is like camera lenses, or maybe like ND filters. I guess they can help you out. Obviously, when you're dealing with sunlight and the shutter speed, they could help you out, because ND filters are pretty much like sunglasses for your camera lens. But in a way, they're not really that necessary, in my opinion, because it's like, why when you could just record with what you have? You don't really need all these expensive things. And right now, that's pretty much all I could think about. And honestly, this video is already 11 minutes long, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys my take on the equipments that I use, and maybe you guys are considering using these equipments. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one, and peace out.